vegan spinach butternut squash lasagna today. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut our butternut squash in half, and we're going to take those seeds out. Now remember, we're going to save all our peels and our seeds for making vegetable broth later. We'll put this in a bag, we'll throw it in the freezer, and we'll make vegetable broth when our bag's all full. Once we've removed all the seeds, we're going to put that flesh side down on some parchment paper, and we're going to put that in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. All right, let's work on the filling. And we're going to be using kale instead of spinach because this is going to my mother-in-law. She's having some kidney issues, and spinach is actually high in potassium where kale is not. So we're going to be using some kale instead of spinach. So we want to get our garlic just to give it a kiss of heat to release all those flavors. Now that our garlic has gotten a little fragrant, we're going to add in our kale. Remember, we're switching that kale, we're switching the spinach for kale. So if you do have somebody that's on a low potassium diet, definitely go for the kale. If not, you can use spinach. Now that our kale has wilted, we will incorporate a little vegan ricotta cheese and our spices, and then we'll put our kale in with it. So we've got a little bit of oregano, a little bit of basil, and just a touch of nutmeg. And we want to incorporate all of those in together, and this will be our filling. Noodles, and then when they're ready, al dente, we will take them out, strain them, and we're going to lay them on a towel so that they don't stick in preparation to assemble everything. Our butternut squash is ready, so we better get that out of the oven. So that's exactly what you want it to look like. Once we've allowed that butternut squash to cool just a little bit, we're going to go ahead and start putting that in our bowl to make our butternut squash filling. Our butternut squash filling, we're going to use another cup of vegan ricotta cheese. We're going to use an unsweetened vegan milk of your choice. I'm using almond, but you could use whatever. And then we've got our spices. We've got onion powder, garlic powder, again, a touch of nutmeg, and a little bit of salt. We will also add just a tad bit of red chili flakes. We're going to incorporate that, and then that will be our butternut squash filling to go along with our kale filling, and then we'll start assembling. I did put a thin layer of our butternut squash filling on the bottom of that pan, and then I started laying with our noodles. And so we will alternate butternut squash and spinach or kale filling each time, and we will add just a little bit of our favorite shredded mozzarella vegan cheese as well. If you do dairy, you can use a really good quality grass-fed, grass-finished cheese, or go with a vegan cheese. Finish this with a little bit of Parmesan and vegan mozzarella, and then we're going to top that with our seasonings. Remember, we have a little bit of Italian seasoning and a little bit of smoked paprika going over the top. We will cover this and we'll put it in the oven for 25 minutes. All right, our lasagna's gone 25 minutes. We're gonna remove this top. We're gonna put it back in the oven for about 15 minutes. And then when it comes out, we're gonna let it rest for about 10 minutes. And then you can either serve it, you can freeze it, or you can put it in the refrigerator. You can meal prep with this. This is the perfect recipe. It smells wonderful in here. I hope you give it a try.